Okay, so we're going to run you through now how to use the Mowser meal planner for hiking. It is done in this first iteration in a Google Sheet. So you would have seen wherever you've accessed this video from, it was already either in the spreadsheet or it was off the video, my planning video. So if you haven't done it already, click the link in the planning video below and get access to this spreadsheet. You'll just need to sign up with your email address and then you will get access to this spreadsheet. The other sort of condition, you will need a Google account to access this and make a copy of your own, because that's what I've done it in. I've made it in Google Sheets. So you just need a Google account to make a copy and make it your own. So what we will do here is look at the screen which we've brought up right here. I have just clicked on the link and it brings this up in the first instance under my Google account. And what you'll want to do in order to be able to edit this sheet and make it your own, you need to first go up here to File on the screen and click Make a Copy, and that will copy it to your drive. So call it whatever you like. I can call it Mowser's Marvelous Meals or something. So do that. Copy it to your drive, make a copy, and now that would be copied into your drive and you are away and ready to edit this sheet. So we'll do a quick run through here. It is set up to give you, as you go through and plan your meals, the total weight for the trip, the total calories, the calories per day and the food per day. If you prefer kilojoules, then I guess you could convert it manually by just typing in the calories per day into Google, just to this many calories, 2 kilojoules. The main thing you want to do though is enter here in this blue cell. It's all here as well, instructions how to use it, and also only enter text into the blue cells on this sheet. So we'd enter our trip length. For me this time it's 9 days, and I would enter that in. I can enter any relevant notes for this trip here, going on a good trip, whatever I want to put there. Then I would manually calculate how many breakfasts, lunches and dinners I need. I know for this trip I need 8 breakfasts, 9 lunches and 8 dinners. I've figured that out, but that's just more for my reference more than anything. Just, it doesn't do anything with calculations. It's just there to inform me as to how many I sort of need to plan for. Then we have the main sheet here. You don't need to touch any of these white cells. They will auto calculate as you progress through the sheet. You don't need to touch these cells here. They will progress as well. All you need to type into in this section of it is in your notes here. If you've got any notes for those particular days, you'll see here day 1 is indicated there. As we scroll down, you've got day 2 and so on, and this goes up to 10 days, this system, because I built it for myself and that's sort of the maximum time trip I go on at the moment. If you wanted to do more, then you'd probably need to go in and start changing all the formulas and stuff in this sheet. I do plan to release this in a better form at some stage, hopefully sooner than later, but we'll let you know when that occurs. So subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. You can do that up here on the top right by clicking on that link. Now, how do you populate this sheet? Well, first of all, you need to enter in your meals of choice. And to do that, you go down to the bottom of the screen here. You've got the meal planner, which is what we're on, and meal selection is in here. And this is where you input all your data for your food. So for example, I've already pre-populated what I have in there. I will add more stuff when I find it, but you can see here it's got my meal name. So I would just type in my meal name to continue on with this. I would go radix chocolate. If I had my own packet, another meal in front of me, I wanted to add into the sheet, I would go down here and I could call it random breakfast meal. And I'll say it's got 100 grams with 100 calories. That's what it says on the packet. So I've looked at that. Then I can go back to my meal planner to the breakfast section. So I've entered that here under breakfasts. And then when I go in there, you can see in the drop down, which I click, that random breakfast meal is there. It doesn't show weight or calories yet because I need to enter in how many of those random breakfast meals I'm going to have today on day 1. Well, I'd normally just have 1. So I'd enter that in, and you can see there that it says entered the weight and the calories all in grams, and it started to give me totals up here as well. I will fix that so it doesn't populate as many decimal places, but that is sort of the basic gist of how that bit works. If I were to go back into here, I can go along and I can do the same for lunches. I can do the same for dinners. And I can keep doing it all the way along to my snacks and to my drinks. So I can enter in any food I want. As long as you do it in these columns, it'll populate into the spreadsheet. Now, if you are having something for multiple meals, say you're having miso soup, which we've got here under drinks, if you were having that as a snack as well, then what I would do there, if you wanted to get really crazy, I'd just select those cells, then I would copy them. So you can right click and click copy, or you can Command C if you're on a Mac, or Control C if you're on a Windows computer, I think is what it is. And you can do Control V or paste, put it in there, and then it'll show up in both menus. So then we go back to the meal planner, and we can start building our meals. I've given you multiple options for each meal in case you have other stuff, but generally what I would do, I would go here, I'll add in some snacks for the day. I might have 2 of them that day. I might have one of these as well. And I've got 2 snack sections. So I generally have snacks in the morning before lunch and then between lunch and dinner while I'm on the track. So I've just created 2 snack sections. So I might have 2 of them there, and then I'll do my snacks together. So I'll do them now here. I might have a Snickers, and I might have a Cliff Bar. So you just keep doing this as you go. For lunch, I've got plenty of options there. Normally I would have something like that. I would have a wrap or 2. So I might have 2 wraps. I'll just normally have 1 serve of that stuff, and so on. So I just keep entering all this data in. I might have some peanut butter in a wrap, and I might have some cheese, and I haven't entered the quantities in. So if it's saying 0, if you're wondering why, you do need to remember to put the quantities in, or it won't give you an accurate number, obviously. Then dinner, I might just have a lamb casserole that day, one of them, and you just build up each day's meals. I've got some drinks I like to have every day as well. I put the drinks on the one section. They're not in chronological order of the day's events, so I'll just fill it all in here. I'd normally have a coffee in the morning. I'd have my element electrolytes as well, and then I would also have a hot chocolate most days, and I also have a miso soup most days. And you can see there I've pretty much populated that day's food. So far the cells here at the top of that day next to the day number, which is here, I've got 734 grams of food for 2,600 calories of energy, so we call it energy. And then I could move on to day 2, day 3. If you're not doing a 3-day, if you're only going for 2 days, just fill out the 2 days and it still calculates it accordingly. So if I was just doing it for 1 day, there you can see there I have got all of that populated. So then you've got all your day's food. You can see here the total calories for the day and the total weight in grams for the day. And then if I go up here, you can see there it is given my total calories for the trip, which is 1 day, so that will be the same. Then it's also given me my weight per day of food. It's given me my total weight of food, and it also does have this row here of the total weight in imperial system. If you're from the United States, that is in pounds there for you. Sorry, I never deal in the imperial system, and I just am not familiar with it. I've tried to put it in there for you so you've got a bit of an idea of what's going on with weights. So look, once I develop this better, I will have an imperial system and a metric system to cater for everyone, but at the moment that's the best I can do. But it's your spreadsheet, so if you download it, feel free to play around with it and make it your own. I find it very good for planning my meals. So if I go and start doing, a couple of other things here, you can see as I do this, and just remember to change how many days you're going for. If you're going for more than 1 day or 2 days, you just need to populate that to get those totals correct at the top. Yes, that's a basic rundown. The only other thing I wanted to show you was over here on the bottom in the meal selection part. If the package on the food that you're looking at only has the value in kilojoules, which some tend to do, then you can come up here and just enter in the value. If it's 737 kilojoules, plug that in there and it will tell you how many calories are in here, so you can enter it into the data down here. That's just there. Then when you're done, you can just delete it, or you can leave it there, whatever you want to do. So just plug in whatever 1200 kilojoules is 286 calories. So that is there as well to make it easier to calculate the calories. I prefer to calculate things in calories because everything I've ever read when it's talking about daily usage of food while you're on the trail, it's always saying in calories. I try to work on 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. So that is sort of why I've built this tool. I've been doing stuff like this in a spreadsheet for over 20 years, planning food for trips, but this is the first time I've made a tool like this. So it's brand new. See what you think, and hopefully you find it helpful. Leave comments below if you want any improvements, anything like that at all. And we may develop it into an app. Is this something you would find useful as an app? Is it something you would pay a small amount for, a nominal fee for, either per month or per year or one-off? I don't know. But if I'm going to develop this into an app, it would probably have to have a paid component. Let me know what you think. Did you find it useful? Did you not use it at all? Would you just prefer to just wing it and chuck your food in a bag and on your way? No worries at all. Let me know what you think. Hope you enjoy it. And if you have got this spreadsheet, it means you signed up via the link and that you've entered in your email, and I'll be able to keep you updated of any updates to this or if any new versions come out. Till then, enjoy it, get out on the trail, have a good meal, and I will talk to you another time. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the newsletter, and I'll see you soon.